In this video, I'll be discussing the chapter number 7 of Geography class 10, Lifelines of National Economy. I hope you like this video and do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. So first, let's have a look what you're going to study in this chapter. So after reading this chapter, you'll understand about roadways in India, railways in India, about the pipeline network of India, how is the waterway transportation system in India. You're going to study about major seaports in India, then airways in India, communication system and tourism in India. So without wasting much time, let's enter into the discussion. So first, let's have a look at the importance of transportation. So in our daily life, we see various modes of transportation. Let it be on roads, let it be in air, let it be on water. But what's the importance of this? So first, it aids in trade because it helps in transport of commodities from one place to another, and it helps the buyers to interact with each other and sell their goods. Next, it helps in development of technology by transporting essential goods and giving that impetus to do so. And third, transportation of commodities and passengers. It helps people to move from one place to another. It also helps in transportation of essential goods to various places, let it be to a market or to a place where it's really needed in times of disaster. So first, let's enter into our first type of transportation, which is roadways. So roadways is one of the most common means of transport used by Indians. India has one of the world's largest road networks, which is about 56 lakh kilometers. And moreover, people prefer roadways also, even they have a much larger network of railways. Now why is that so? The thing is roadways that makes it more preferable for people? So the major reasons are first construction cost. So it's easy for government to construct roads as compared to railway lines. Therefore, they give more impetus or attention to roadways. Next, roadways is not influenced by topography. So it can make a road on a mountain or on a steep slope as well, but it's not easy to make a railway over there. Next, it has increased accessibility to various remote areas, like let it be the Himalayas, let it be the northeast, let it be the border in areas of India, which is always the climate will be so cold that it's really difficult to go there. And now recently the government even inaugurated Atal Tunnel, which increased accessibility to Ladakh and Leh, which would be a complete cut off from India during winter season. And this is economical. So using means of road transport really economical because it does not cost too much. Next, it also helps in providing door-to-door service as well. And next, it provides link between seaports and airports. So if you want to go from home to a seaport or to airport or railway station, you always use roadways only. So roadways helps you to use other modes of transport as well. Next, how can we classify roads in India? So the Indian government has classified the roads in India into 6 broad categories. The first one being golden quadrilateral super highways, next national highways, state highways, district roads, other roads, border roads. Now let's have a look on each of these type in detail. The first one being golden quadrilateral super highways. So the Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway is a road development project which was introduced by the Indian government to build highways or to increase the connectivity between the 4 metropolitan cities of Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and Mumbai. So this is one part of Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway, and there are many more highways come under this project, like the north to south corridor which links Srinagar and Kanyakumari, and the east-west corridor which links Silchar in Assam to Porbandar in Gujarat. They are also a part of this project. As these highway projects are controlled by the National Highway Authority of India, that is NHAI. Let's move on to our next type, which is national highways. National highways link extreme parts of the country, and these are laid and maintained by the Central Public Works Department. So these national highways often acts as a link between 2 distant cities or 2 distant important major cities of the country, and these are managed by the Central Public Works Department, which is a union government ministry. Next, so in the image you can see actually of Sher Shah Suri, and now why I have included this image is, so the historical Sher Shah Suri Marg, which links Delhi and Amritsar, is named as a national highway one. So the first national highway named in India. Next, state highways. Now, what are state highways? Roads which link a state capital with different district headquarters are known as state highways. So these act as a source of communication or as a link between the state capital and the various district headquarters to increase the connectivity. And yes, these roads are laid by the public works department of respective state governments. Next, district roads. Now, what are district roads? By the name, you can say that it connects the district headquarters with other parts of the district. So, these are equally important as well, and these are maintained by the Zilla Parishad. So, it's the local self-government of that district. So, here I'll to share another point. District roads can be classified as major district roads and other district roads. So, you can do on internet. If you're really curious to know about it, you can go and search about what are these. Next, other roads. Now the remaining roads, like which act as a link in rural areas or which link rural areas with towns, they come in the category of other roads. Now these roads you have seen in villages, these roads were in very bad condition. In rainy season they would go off and people didn't use them. But under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, these roads receive special impetus or attention, and more than 5 lakh kilometers of roadways have been laid in rural areas. And as laws or provisions or policies were made in such a way that every village now is linked to a major town by an all-season road. That is, it doesn't go out of use in rainy season. Next, the last category, which is border roads. Now, the roads which link the bordering areas of the country are known as border roads. That means they are located in the bordering areas of the nation and are managed by the Border Roads Organization. And this organization was established in the year 1960. So, this year is really important as far as it may be as like in which a Border Roads Organization was established. So, you must say like the answer is 1960. And what was the aim? It was aim to lay and maintain roads in strategically important locations along the border. So you know that there are some strategic locations in the border there. If they increase the connectivity, it will be helpful for the army and for the people residing there as well. It's the responsibility of BRO to manage all these things. And these roads have helped to improve accessibility to areas of rough terrain and also in economic development of these areas. Next, let's other types of roads. Now there's another way in which we can classify these roads. So it can be classified on the basis of the type of material used for their construction. So first you get metalled roads. As you can see in this image, this is an image of a metalled road. And these metal roads are usually made up of cement, concrete or even bitumen of coal. So these are all weather, that is, it never goes out of use during the rainy season. But unmetalled roads, which you usually see in the rural areas, they go out of use in rainy season. Now let's have a look at the next mode of transportation, railways. So in the previous few minutes you completely understood concept of roadways, and if you didn't understand, you can replay the video, you can again see that to get a clear understanding. So railways. So railways are the principal mode of transportation of goods and passengers in India. So railways in India was introduced by the British, and the first train in India was run in the year 1853, which ran from Mumbai to Thane, and you must be aware about this as well. So railways have been an integrating source for Indians for more than 150 years, because in all types of situations, let it be the situation of a war, let it be the situation of drought, railways has always come in use for Indians in transportation of essential commodities from one place to another. And through railways also an easy means to conduct various activities such as business, sightseeing, pilgrimage and transportation of commodities. So even the special pilgrimage express trains which which provide the facility of taking people to various pilgrim places in India. I hope you'll be knowing about this. And the Indian Railways now ordered into 16 zones. This has been done to make the administration of railways very easy. Next, distribution of Indian Railways. So as far as it's concerned, unlike roadways, railways are influenced by physiographic, economic and administrative factors. So they see like if the place is more economically developed, they prefer laying down railways over there. And for the physiography, that is, if it's a plain area, they prefer to lay railways over there. If it's a hilly region, it's difficult for them to lay down. The northern plains with the vast land, high population density, rich agricultural resources are supporting Indian railways. And it's an economically good zone of India. So more railway lines are being laid over there, and it's a very dense railway network over there. Next, in Western Ghats. So in your lower classes, you must have learned about Western Ghats, right? They're continuous hill ranges, and it's really difficult to make railways over there. So which much difficulty they are made to gaps, passes, and tunnels they have made over there. And you know what, Eastern Ghats, they are discontinuous, and the hills are also not too high. And now also there are some places where railways have not been established. Let it be the sandy plains of Rajasthan, that is the Thar desert, swamps of Gujarat. So swamp region you cannot make railways over there. And that's suited the forests of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Jharkhand. So in these places railways have not been established till date due to the physiographic factors. Next, problems faced by Indian railways. So unlike roadways, Indian railways will face a lot of problems, and it's because of the public. It's neither the mistake of the administration nor the government, it's the mistake of the people. First, many passengers travel without tickets. One of the major problems which gives a lot of economic loss to people. Theft and damage of railway properties is still continuing. Let it be the pillows or the blankets that given during the night travel. Some people take them and go off, which is they think like it's something which is very cheap and will not affect. But for railways, even one such thing is really costly, and it leads to huge economic loss for them. That's people pull the chains unnecessarily, and this causes heavy damage to railways. So like in railways, the chain you can use to stop the train. Actually, the heavy damage first, it leads to because when one chain is pulled, the whole train gets stopped, and more it affects in the brake system of the engine. So, and it also leads to waste of time, because after pulling the chain, first the driver or the one driving the train, first he had to stop, then they have to search out in which compartment the chain was pulled, then they have to file a charge sheet, and this all leads to wastage of time. And because of this, so time is really precious for all, and this also gives an essential lesson that time is precious. Next question time. So I hope you will able be to answer this question. Can you list the 16 zones of Indian Railways and their headquarters? If you are able to answer this, it's very nice. If you are not able to answer, after 30 seconds I'll be showing these answers. Yeah, so it's time up. Let's see the answers. So this is the list actually. So for East Coast Railway, you have got Bhubaneswar, the capital of Odisha. For South Western Railway, you have got Hubli. For West Central Railway, you have got Jabalpur. For North Central Railway, you have got Allahabad, which is in Uttar Pradesh. For South East Central Railway, you have got Bilaspur, which is in Chhattisgarh. North Western Railway, you have got Jaipur, which is the capital of Rajasthan. For East Central Railway, you have got Hajipur, and Western Railway, you have got Mumbai. And that's as far as Central Railway Zone is concerned, again you have got Mumbai. For Southern Railway, Chennai. For Eastern Railway, Kolkata. For Northern Railway, Delhi. For North Eastern Railway, Gorakhpur. For South Central Railway, Sikandrabad. For South Eastern Railway, it's again Kolkata. And for North East Frontier Railway, it's Guwahati. So now with this, you have completed two modes of transport, roadways and railways, and I've got any sort of doubt, then post it in the comments and I'll be clearing for you. In my next video or through comments box itself, I'll be clearing the doubts for you. That's pipelines. So pipelines is not something like roadways or railways which has been since ages. It has been something that has been introduced recently. So in olden times actually this was used to transfer water to cities industry. So the water pipeline only was there. But now it's also to transport crude oil, petroleum products and natural gas to refineries and big thermal plants. So these have been used in a new way. So this is the new arrival of mode of transportation in India. And so because of this only, the refineries of Mathura, Barauni and Panipat, which are like inland, like they are not any remote areas. These refineries are located in remote areas and difficult to have connectivity till there. Because of this pipeline system only, the transportation of essential goods is possible in those